Thanks so much for checking this video out. Before we dive in, just want to give a quick shout out to our friends at Gather Content for supporting this community. That's what makes it free for all of us to hang out, enjoy, learn, connect, etc. Gather Content is a very cool content operations tool. So if you're producing a lot of content, if there are, maybe you're producing different types of content, blog posts, emails, social copy, etc. Maybe there's a couple different people that have roles in their content production, writers, editors, maybe someone else approving things. It's really good to bring all those people into one place to use the same tool and the same process. Keeps everybody on the same page, makes everything run a lot smoother. You can build all your own workflows within Gather Content. You can create your own templates. You do all your writing inside of Gather Content as well. There's a commenting feature and link sharing just like there is in Google Docs, but then you can cut down on the email, the Slack, the spreadsheets you might be using for the planning and the passing things back and forth. So I was very impressed and would encourage folks to check it out. If you do want to try it, you can use the code SUPERPATH when you check out. That'll give you a $299 credit towards any of their plans. I will get out of the way. Thanks so much again to the folks at Gather Content, and go check out the tool. I think you'll really like it.
Sort of dovetailing on that, do you find that teams also use this to give leadership teams visibility into what's happening on a content team?
Totally, yeah. It's a big thing that we're looking into at the moment is sort of reporting dashboards and how to then like explain to management sort of the ROI of the work that's being done. And I was literally just on a call an hour ago talking to a customer about this, about the kind of things that they report to management on from like a content perspective. And we were like, this thing here is open, kind of talks about the kind of thing that we're doing. So how you can like, this is something we're working on at the moment. So like displaying a timeline of content and when things are due, when things are due to be completed. But the thing I was talking to the customer about was a lot more around the idea of like speed to market. Like how can we be able to tell management that like in the last week our speed to market, you know, after adopting Gather Content, 100x increase in the time to market for pieces of content. Even workflow, like this getting from A to B is now like 10 times faster. And then that then influences cost and things like that. But yeah, there's a big kind of theme we see is like that I think we'll be working on a lot over the next few months is like that sort of reporting of how do you sort of report on the performance of a team from their output and the work that they're doing.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's kind of like GitHub, but for content folks, where you can more easily track like what's happening and then track how quickly things happen. Like developers, I know, spend a lot of time trying to figure out how quickly things get done. And because they're tracking every single pull request, it's easier to keep track of those things. But content marketers, we don't really have that.
No, and I honestly, I think that's really what kind of this whole content operations and the workflow movement is all about. It's just about applying a lot of the same things that are applied to product teams and development teams and applying them to content. Because like velocity tracking, like briefing, having clear goals and stuff like that, almost like productizing a lot of what we do. You can see like, exactly like you're saying, the same themes are emerging, like this whole idea of like product ops and content ops and dev ops is kind of, there's a lot of overlap there, I think. And it's, for me, the whole thing we're trying to do with Gather Content as well is connect those two worlds a little bit more together.
Yeah.
You know, like make sure that the content marketing workflow fits into the development workflow and there's not like a friction there. Because ultimately that's like the biggest win, I think.
Cool. So there you go. Just want to give one more quick shout out to our friends at Gather Content. Just as a reminder, if you do want to try it out yourself, gathercontent.com, use the code SUPERPATH at checkout. You'll get a $299 credit. Thanks so much, everybody, and take care.